Akshay, for us who may not be extremely familiar with politics in Tamil Nadu and may not understand how the AIADMK functions, give us an idea about what role is there left now for O Pannerselvam. Given that it's clear that as far as the leadership issue is concerned, it's evident that EPS prima facie has won the war.
So, Edappadi K Palanisawmy and O Pannerselvam were the coordinator and joint coordinator of the party. That is, as per the dual leadership agenda that the party had brought about in 2017. They had even had an election and had also given the representation to the election commission saying that these are the two newly elected leaders of the party. But unfortunately, what has happened is that after the 2021 polls and AIADMK losing the election, but with a good majority, what we have seen is that EPS has been able to gather a lot of support from his party members, and the MLAs in his party are also in favor of him in a majority. And after that, right now, the scenario is such that during the previous General Council meeting, a very important agenda which had to be amended was the leadership of the party, which was to say that the dual leadership will go ahead. But unfortunately, that was not amended. And after that, now we are seeing that the outcry for a single leadership continued with the EPS faction. And today, that decision will be taken, that bylaw will be amended. So as far as the party is concerned, right now O Pannerselvam only holds the post of the treasurer, but he and his faction members have not gone for the General Council meeting, which means disciplinary action is likely to be taken against him, and that also means that he might even be removed from the party's membership roll also. But all those are things for which we will get clarity in the next few days. But right now, O Pannerselvam is at a disadvantage because the majority of General Council members as well as MLAs are in favor of Edappadi K Palanisawmy, which means a majority of the party is on EPS's side. So technically, with a small faction of members that OPS has, that cannot go ahead, but the only thing that they could manage to do was to lay siege to the AIADMK headquarters here, and they are also raising slogans against Edappadi K Palanisawmy at this time. What will happen next? We'll have to wait for the General Council to get over. The General Council, most likely the agenda has been to announce for an interim General Secretary, amend the rule where the dual leadership will once again be brought back to single leadership, and if actions will be taken against O Pannerselvam, those will also be decided. And also a scheduled date for the election of the General Secretary will also be put forward, is what we are being told. Right now, giving you live images from outside the AIADMK headquarters, we are seeing that police officials have brought a vehicle in which they will be detaining the protesters who are here outside the AIADMK headquarters. This is a way in which they can control the scene here. The number of police officials who have gathered here are increasing by the minute. The police force deployed in this region is increasing by the minute, and it also needs to be seen what will happen in the next few hours. But things are not okay. That needs to be put out. Things are not okay at the AIADMK. And faction war is seen between brothers who had been, joining hands, standing together all these years. Now they're warring against each other, pelting stones at each other, hitting with sticks at each other. These are not rosy pictures, and this will continue till an amicable solution comes out in the party. But what is the amicable solution is what we have to wait and watch. But one thing is clear, OPS has lost this battle, at least in court. We'll have to see what his next move will be. Will he again be appealing in court? All those are big questions. But Edappadi K Palanisawmy, who's currently at the General Council meeting in Varnagaram, which is in the outskirts of Chennai, has an upper hand because of the support that he has received from the party cadres.
Getting our viewers up to speed with the very latest, the OPS camp undoubtedly has suffered a setback today. In fact, let's take a look at these pictures that put that out, that video for our viewers. continues to be with us on that dramatic story developing from Chennai, where the court has given a green signal essentially to Edappadi K Palanisawmy. But what next for O Pannerselvam? His supporters have been out on the streets. In fact, Akshay, before you spoke to us, a senior journalist who also joined us did say that as far as the cadre is concerned, OPS seemed to have the numbers with him, with many of them in his support. In that sense, Edappadi K Palanisawmy is going to have a tough time navigating through all of this.
Well, yes, most certainly, Sneha. Like right now, let me just bring up to speed of what is happening here outside the headquarters. We're seeing that police officials are using force to push back the Edappadi K Palanisawmy members. Police officials had brought in a vehicle, and we've seen that these supporters of Edappadi K Palanisawmy were trying to breach in and trying to push their way through the barricades, but they have been pushed back by police officials by using a little bit of mild lathi charge, and they are now being forced into the vehicle that has been kept on standby here. This is a way in which they are trying to ensure law and order situation. And also to answer your question about what is the future of the party, well, there is a lot of uncertainties for the AIADMK at this given point of time. Sneha, taken into consideration that a huge faction war is being witnessed in the party. Down south, we see that O Pannerselvam has a huge clout. This is once again, we can see it as, a community war also. While Edappadi K Palanisawmy comes from a community called the Gounders and control a huge support in the northern belts of Tamil Nadu, O Pannerselvam, Sashikala, they represent a community called the Tevers, which are from down south. So right now we are seeing that the division between the two factions are also in a very, very similar manner. Wherein O Pannerselvam's supporters from Theni and the likely areas are said to have come into this area right now, and they are the ones who have, have now control over the AIADMK headquarters. But what's happened is that the AIADMK's supporter base itself is now divided into two different regions. Down south, O Pannerselvam supporters are more, and up north of Tamil Nadu, Edappadi K Palanisawmy. And as the days are to progress, we will understand the ground reality, and if AIADMK's actual grassroots level cadres are happy with the decision that has happened now. As far as the creamy layer of the party is concerned, those who hold high posts in the party, all of them are in favor of Edappadi K Palanisawmy, and that is indicated at the recent GC meeting that we are seeing going on. But are the grassroots level people also happy? That's a big question, because O Pannerselvam has been claiming that he is the legitimate heir of J Jayalalithaa. He is the one whom J Jayalalithaa had chosen as her substitute the 3 times that she was inactive, and those 3 times he led the party as the Chief Minister of the state. So taking all those things into consideration, O Pannerselvam has been continuously stating that he has an upper hand in the party. But meanwhile, we're seeing that the local leadership, the local leaders as well as MLAs and other senior members of the AIADMK have clearly moved on and are on favor of the former Chief Minister, which is Edappadi K Palanisawmy. But will this be reflected in the grassroots? That's something that we'll have to wait and watch. But these are also opportunities for other political parties like the BJP, who are trying to make inroads into the party, because, as cadres get unhappy, they will be looking at alternatives. And already we have seen many senior leaders moving camps. And will this be opportunities for new political parties to be formed? All those are big questions. But as far as EPS and OPS is concerned, well, both of them are at loggerheads and have also said that it was unlikely that now they can join hands once again.